That was the moment my life changed forever. 8 months earlier, September 2018, I was 19 years old, standing on the MCG in front of 100,000 people, literally living out my childhood dream, winning an AFL Premiership. By May 2019, less than a year later, it was over. In one collision, I suffered 7 bleeds on the brain, an injury I never knew could happen, and a journey I didn't know what I was in for. Tonight, I want to share that journey, the highs, the lows, and the lessons I've learnt along the way. Lessons that go far beyond sport, because sport isn't just about winning or losing, it's about the person you become through it. Ever since I was a kid, my dream was simple, to play AFL. I just loved sport. I'd spend hours in the backyard kicking the footy, pretend to be my favourite players, staying out there until it was too dark to see. It was never a chore, it was a passion, it was enjoyment, and it was fun. Of course, to chase that dream, there were plenty of sacrifices along the way. The early mornings, the tough sessions, and missing out on things my mates were doing. But for me, it was all worth it, because I love the game so much. That passion led me to a scholarship at Penley and Essendon Grammar School in Melbourne, through the Victorian junior football ranks, where 2 weeks after finishing Year 12 and my 18th birthday, West Coast drafted me with pick 13, and I was on the plane to Perth for the first time. A brand new city, a brand new team, and the start of living my dream. My AFL debut, it was the first ever game at Optus Stadium. 60,000 people, the crowd was wild, the sound echoed around the stadium, and honestly, it felt like I was inside a computer game. I still remember standing in the tunnel waiting to run out, the nerves, the rush, the energy, and stepping out on the ground for the first time. There's no feeling like it. Not long after, I was a part of the Premiership team at 19, and life honestly couldn't get any better. But then things changed. In May 2019, one hit ended it all. I was 20. My AFL career was over before it had really begun, and my journey of recovery and self-discovery had just started. And it wasn't just losing footy, it was everything that came after. I spent most of 2019 and 2020 struggling. The migraines were brutal. Some days I couldn't handle getting out of bed. The fatigue was constant. I lost my job, my routine, my teammates, and for a while, a sense of who I was. I was running on fight or flight mode. On the outside, I tried to look like everything was fine, but inside it was pain, frustration, and the question, will I ever feel normal again? Eventually, I realised what I was doing wasn't working. We were following the advice, but I just wasn't getting better. So we decided to take a different route. That's where a long journey, a rehab journey began. I had to look at the brain like it was a muscle. I needed to fix it and rebuild. It wasn't about pushing harder. It was about retraining my brain from the ground up. I had to relearn how to do things most people don't even think about. Functional neurorehabilitation, retraining my brain through processing drills, working to fix my ocular and vestibular system, simple balance tasks, reaction work, retraining my eyes and trying to rewire the parts of my brain that were damaged. Even trying to exercise without letting my heart rate get too high, because if it spikes, the symptoms come straight back. Headaches, fatigue, that drained, foggy feeling. All things I used to take for granted, but now had to work harder every day. It's exhausting, frustrating, slow, but it's the only way forward. I'm not fully recovered and I may never be, but I've learnt this. Progress is always possible. It just takes time, patience, persistence, and a never give up attitude. Being medically forced to retire from the AFL and having my dream taken away is one of the hardest things I've had to accept. Most days I describe it like this. I'm like a duck on water. On the surface I look calm and smooth, but underneath I'm paddling like crazy just to keep moving forward. So some of the main reasons I've been able to get through this was because of my family and because of the support around me was invaluable. But then there's the lessons that I've learned through sport. Sport gave me the tools I didn't know I needed. Resilience, discipline, and the ability to keep showing up when it's hard. When everything fell apart, those lessons kicked in. They didn't fix everything, but they gave me something to hold on to. because that's what sport really teaches you. It's not just about the scoreboard. It teaches you how to ride the ups and downs, how to win with humility and lose with perspective. And especially, it teaches you about genuine connection. That friendships that go deeper than just winning or losing, the people around you who turn into lifelong mates, the ones who stick by you in the big moments and in the quiet ones. It teaches you how to lead, how to follow, and how to be a part of something bigger than yourself. One thing I didn't have at the time was good balance. My whole identity was tied to sport, to footy. It was everything. And when it ended, I had nothing else to fall back on. No routine, no plan B, no idea what came next. And that made it harder to deal with the injury. So I've had to rebuild through study, through business, through new goals. And I've learned that having something outside of sport doesn't mean you're less committed. It just means you're better prepared for what life throws at you. I've since finished a university degree and I'm doing a master's, and that's proof that no matter where you're at or what situation you've been dealt, it's never too late to start something or rebuild. So my last game came sooner than I expected. I didn't know it at the time, and that's why I say this. Don't waste the opportunities you've got right now, whether that's in sport, school, or life. To everyone receiving awards tonight, and to every one of you who trains hard, shows up and gives your best, be proud of yourself. If I could go back and tell my younger self sitting in these seats right here, it would be, enjoy it. Don't rush. Don't play for what might happen in 5 years. Play for today, for the friendships, the fun, and the moment. Play every game like it's your last. That doesn't always mean pushing harder. Sometimes it means soaking it all in and appreciating the moment you're in right now. Whatever that means to you, make it count. Because in the end, it's not the medals or the trophies that stay with you. Mind you, we all love winning them. But what stays with you is what sports taught you. Commitment, resilience, and the friendships that last long after the final siren. So play every game like it's your last, and never forget that crazy winning feeling. Thank you.